Sunshine on the window makes me happy, like I should be. Outside, all around me, really sleazy.
I guess you could say this is long overdue, but so this topic came up in English class of reasons people marry then and now, and I took the stand that you don't necessarily have to marry for love. So I don't think a lot of people took that well, and it's weird because, you know, if your parents didn't do it, your grandparents did, or if your grandparents did it, their parents did, you know. Before about, I don't know, 1960s, marriage wasn't a gesture of love, it was a pragmatic business deal. It was, I mean, I'm not saying all, because some people did marry for love, but people didn't marry in their masses for love till about that time. You know, like, love is not some new concept, it's old, but people did not associate it with marriage. They just didn't. And I still sort of hold on to that idea. I don't think that not marrying for love means you're marrying for an immoral reason. I mean, unless you're actually marrying for an immoral reason like child molestation or child trafficking or whatever, then I don't see anything wrong with not marrying for love. I think love can be a business deal. Makes me sound like a gold digger, but this is just the topic that was brought up, you know. Marrying for love or being a gold digger, but you can marry to further your business. You can marry for connections. You can marry for whatever reason you want. I don't put that romantic label on love, on marriage, sorry. I just don't. I don't know. And personally, I would not, you know, insist on my husband wearing a wedding ring. I don't know if that's because of where I've been brought up. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it's just a personal thing. I wouldn't force my husband to wear a wedding ring. But if you look at marriage and the way it was, the woman literally did become the property of the man. You took his name, you lived in his house, you went from your parents' house to live in his house. And the ring, whichever one it's on, is the physical representation of his ownership of you. So if I was to get into marriage, I would accept it for what it was. It depends how you look at it. I would accept it for what it was. I became the property of the man. I don't see anything wrong with that. I know everyone is being, you know, afraid of being owned by someone else for whatever reason, whatever it is, but I see it for what it is, I guess. And I think that marriage now, because it's not a social demand, is sort of romantic. It's more romantic because instead of being forced to do it because society dictates it, you know, you're doing it because you choose to make that commitment. You choose to make that commitment between man, between, you know, in the law and in front of God, if you believe. You know, so I think it hasn't lost its touch. If anything, I think it's sort of become more romantic than the way it was before. But I guess that's just one girl's view. You guys can tell me what you think about it. Those are just my views. This was quite a short one. I thought it'd be quite long, but for me. But yeah, I don't believe that people will marry for love. And if I do ever fall in love, I just think I wouldn't want to marry that person, because then you're just setting yourself out to be hurt, to be honest, because humans cannot keep promises, not all the time. And in that space of being married, one person is going to go back on their whatever vows that you do take. And I just think of setting yourself up for failure. But if you marry someone knowing what you're getting into, knowing that this is an agreement that there's barely any emotion there, if they were to hurt you or they were to, you know, cheat on you or whatever, there wouldn't be as much hurt because, you know, it's a deal, it's an arrangement, you know. Maybe I just have a really bleak way of looking at life. I don't know. Anyway, you guys like and do all of that stuff. And if you agree, tell me why. And if you disagree, tell me why. Like, subscribe, blah, yeah, bye.